In the 11th century, in the ancient city of Nishapur, a scholar was born who would become one of the greatest minds of the medieval world, a mathematician, astronomer, philosopher, and poet whose influence would echo for centuries. His name was Omar Khayyam, and he was far more than the poet most people know from the Rubaiyat. Khayyam lived during the Seljuk era, a time of political tension but also incredible scientific achievement. From a young age, he showed a brilliance that couldn't be ignored. He mastered philosophy, geometry, algebra, and astronomy, and by adulthood, he was already recognized as one of the greatest mathematicians of his generation. His first major breakthrough came in mathematics. Khayyam wrote a revolutionary treatise on algebra, building on al-Khwarizmi's foundations. But Khayyam took algebra to another level. He classified cubic equations and showed how they could be solved using geometric methods. For the first time in history, mathematics and geometry became one unified system for solving complex problems. Modern algebra textbooks still recognize his classifications as foundational, but Khayyam's mind was too vast for one field. He was soon invited to the court of Sultan Malik Shah, where he joined an elite astronomical team tasked with a mission of historic scale: fix the calendar of the entire empire. Europe was still using the Julian calendar, which drifted badly over time. Khayyam studied the solar year with extraordinary precision, using sophisticated instruments in the observatory of Isfahan. The result was the Jalali calendar, introduced in 1079. It remains one of the most accurate calendars ever created, more precise than the Gregorian calendar used widely today. Khayyam calculated the length of the solar year so accurately that his value differs from modern measurements by just a few seconds. But his genius didn't end with numbers and stars. He was also a philosopher, wrestling with questions of existence, destiny, free will, and the nature of time itself. And through poetry, he expressed the deepest truths of the human experience. His Rubaiyat, a collection of 4-line verses, became world-famous centuries later when translated by Edward Fitzgerald. These poems explore life, mortality, uncertainty, and the search for meaning. Khayyam's voice is calm, wise, sometimes skeptical, sometimes mystical, a man aware of how small humanity is compared to the cosmos he measured with mathematical precision. But beyond the poetry, Khayyam was a scientist through and through. He wrote on Euclid's geometry, criticizing and refining Greek mathematical ideas. He studied physics, the motion of bodies, and the nature of existence. He developed astronomical tables that guided scholars for generations. And yet, despite all this, his fame in the West came mostly from poetry.